Hi, it's Chris here on my channel, and today is actually August the 10th of 2025. Yeah, those of you who have been wondering, if you watched my last video, I was very disappointed at this Concord Stereophonic 440 reel-to-reel tape recorder. It's very disappointing. It's not going to work very well because restoring, but if you watch my previous video, it took me about the video runs about 2 hours and 25 minutes long. It's definitely a long video on how to restore this, to attempt to restore this unit and this machine. It was working perfectly, but the sound is not great because it has no sound. So I had to decide to do maybe I decided to have it aside because what happened is this is not going to work anymore. And for one thing, I had to remove this thing when I took this apart. I used the 1.5 microfarad motor run cap. I'm saving that one. And also, originally I was gonna, at the end of the video, I was originally planning to get a Wallensack 1515 reel-to-reel tape recorder, which was called the Saving Mr. Banks tape recorder. So it never happened. So I ended up ordering this one on eBay. It is actually a Sony TC-250. This is definitely one of the nice models. I know a lot of people have this machine. I think this is a much better machine than the Concord, but and the Panasonic RS765 US, which has been worked on. But that one, yeah, it's not even worth that much both. So I've been waiting for so long until I get this. So I ordered this one last week. And this is something I would look for. Something I've been waiting for so long when I get this one. So I paid it. And of course, this is a better machine to have to get this thing fixed up. You know, unlike other Sony machines, reel-to-reel machines like other models, it had some problems, like the grease was dried up, the grease kind of seized up, and what happened, it was because due to the old grease, it has not been functioned well or anything like that. But I actually checked to see what the heck is this one. This is a model TC-250. It's probably a basic model than the 350, because the 350 has a feature that has the mode switch for both tape and monitor, which is the source switch. But the 250 does not, but it does not even have a mode switch. It doesn't even have a headphone jack included. But the 350 also has a headphone jack, which it says monitor for output, but it's got all the features included, but it's basically bare bones. If you look up very carefully, it says this is the model 250A. It's basically 250. And then the back, it shows a previous owner, but it has someone's name on it. It says James A. Foreman. It looks like it belonged to James A. Foreman. I know a lot of you people, if you've heard the name, I'm not sure if the name is, I would give the one he used to have this machine, but it was been given, it looks like it had it from a previous owner. But I would love to see it get it restored and working perfectly. And unfortunately, I checked it was advertised as for parts or not working, for parts or non-working. But then there's actually a description that says powers on and rewinds, but nothing else seems to be working. It might be the issue. So once I have to get this thing going, probably once the package will come in, we'll do a repair video and do some minor fixes, and we'll have to see it working perfectly once again. So I have decided to abrupt this machine for now. It looks pretty heavy, or what am I gonna do? Either I'm gonna fix it, or maybe I have to gut it out. We'll have to see, or maybe perhaps donating it. But I'm just wanted to tell you, it's not one of the best machines, but I know it's not really the perfect way to do that. So I was very disappointed for fixing this one. It got no audio and it's not restored very well. So I decided to abandon this machine because hopefully when the package arrives, I have to do some repair. And also I'm gonna using that to replace these old motor run cap with a new one, because one of those Sony machines has a motor run capacitor. It's starting to dry out very quickly. It's showing its age. It has to be changed completely. So I'm gonna be stopping the video right now, and we're gonna do once. Maybe you'll have to wait for a couple of days to see if the package comes in. So we'll have to get back probably very soon, and probably by the package will come in either Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. What day on the UPS is going to show up, hopefully. We'll have to see if this thing is in pretty good condition. So whatever have to work or not, we'll have to get the minor, will be a minor fix. So we'll have to get this way. So we'll find out. Maybe in a few days when it comes in, we'll have to do a little fixing and restoring this unit. So there you go. Let's stop the video right now, and we'll come back a few days. We'll see how it looks to be completely different. All right, the package just came in from eBay today. It was shipped through possibly UPS, and of course, this is going to be very different than what they did in the previous reel-to-reel tape recorders is going to be using right now in the past ones. Well, this will be my first video living in this new home in Florida, and this is going to be the first unboxing video that I have ever made, that I am living in Florida right now. I'm currently living in this new location. So are you ready? I'm going to give you a little drum roll to open this box. This is an unboxing video, and this will be, like I said, this is the first video ever here in Florida. So here we go. Let's see if I have, this is where I'm going to be using my dad's cutting knife. This is where I'm unboxing it. This is easy to use. No more than that screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, or anything like that. So I am going to use this there. So this is a all-way cutting knife. So prepare yourself. So are you ready? Here we go. So let's do it. 3, 2, 1. It's all packing peanuts. Yeah. This is just packing peanuts. And oh yes. This thing is full of packing peanuts. I'm just trying to reveal it right now. Oh yes, it's a reel-to-reel tape recorder, and it's in bubble wrap. So don't worry. I'm gonna throw this after this. Okay, we're gonna reveal this thing right here. So, are you ready? Get ready for the big reveal. Here it is. I'm going to show you. You're looking at this bad boy right here. Presenting the Sony TC-250 reel-to-reel tape recorder. This dates back to probably the late 60s, early 70s. And it has all the features to include here. Like all the people have this machine, unlike other ones. It has other features to include. Oh, we're upside down here. Okay, this has the name badge is intact. Looks very dirty. It's got the reels in there. It has our power button for off and on. And it's got 2 VU meters. And what's inside it has two volume control inputs for your. It has a off-on record volume control, and two microphones and a record button. And it's actually a basic design. It looks pretty good. It has a standard head, is intact but still there, but still good. Hasn't shown any age. It has the capstan or something, and has your switch for the fast forward, pause, and forward. Yeah, it has forward, playback, pause, fast forward, stop, and rewind. And you got 2 speeds. It has, instead of a 3-speed. Here's your 3/4 inches per second and 7.5 inches per second.
This is Buick.
All right, sorry for the advertising here, this thing here. This thing is about, and this is especially is going to work right. So I'm going to stop this video right now. I have to go on the workbench and see. We'll have to think about throwing the box out. So this is a very basic unit, but what's behind here? Yep, it's got it's missing the tag, but it has line output inputs. But yeah, the tag, the name, that little name tag is gone. So I'm trying to look in to see if I have one. If I do have one, that's what the heck is going on? It's in one of those packing peanuts. It's hiding under the packing peanuts, but I don't think this is in there. But really, actually, it's a model. As you probably notice, it does not look too bad for this unit. But it does not even have a name tag written on it, but hopefully. So, yeah, never mind. We'll have to go with it. So, we're going to stop this video right now. We'll see if this thing powers on for the first time. Let's find out. All right. Now it's in the workbench right now. Let's see how this thing works. Yep, plays back. If I get any audio, there's your volume control. You want to see if it turns on. See if it does. Let's see how it comes. I don't know if I cannot hear any audio from there. There you got playback, and here's your pause, fast forward, and here's your rewind. Oh, and yes, the brake function, yeah, this is kind of jammed. Looks like it's been, yeah, looks like it's loose. Yeah, as you can see, it's rattling. Let's see if this thing, yep, and there's your light for the power button. So let me try out the auxiliary output to see it. Yeah, it does not include the headphone jack. There's even a model number, like there's also a TC-250. It has the mode switch for both monitor and tape. But this actually was in there, but Cassette Master has a similar has a machine that is similar to this one. It's actually a 350 that has a switch for tape and monitor. And of course, there was even a headphone jack that was on the 350, but this does not include a headphone jack. So I'll have to think about, maybe I'll have to take another machine from this one and see what this thing should work. Now I am using my 2019 Victrola all-in-one stereo system with the turntable. I am connecting it right to the reel-to-reel deck which is the TC-250. I am hooking up directly to it. Yep, it does have that one in here. So, will this play?
An earth-shaking dynamic sound. That's the sound of a Japanese locomotive.
And there it is. I'm doing a little test tape right there using my my Akai stereo demonstration tape that I am using. It looks pretty good. And yeah, the level meter is starting it.
And now, hi-fi stereophonic music, featuring a Latin hit number entitled La Cucaracha.
See that? It plays perfectly. Yeah. I'm gonna do some investigation here. So let's rewind the tape and, oh. Yeah, I can hear that thing, it's rattling. So rewind works perfectly. And yes, it doesn't, it broke, the belt broke off, so I'll have to change to a new belt, which I do have one in one of my the non-working Panasonic units. So, okay, let's see if I can investigate. Let's take this thing apart and see what's wrong with it. And I'll have to do some cleaning and do some other lubricating, and we'll stop this video right now. I'm gonna first take this thing apart and see what was wrong. All right, I got this thing taken apart and see what's inside. As you can see, here it is. It's got the drive motor it's like all other Sony models. Unlike the other models that Sony made, it has the drive motor in here for the mechanism. It looks pretty good, and the other one looks pretty okay for that. And I even got this one for the rewind tension and all this stuff. And yeah, you see here's that one right there that looks like it's pretty gummed up a bit. So I'll have to do is clean it up and lubricate it. It's not too bad for this nice looking basic reel-to-reel deck from Sony. Yeah, it's not a bad model for this one, but it even has a capstan sleeve for the 3 3/4 thing. And yeah, it has the capstan sleeve once I have to take this apart. So unlike, it looks pretty similar to the other Sony models like the TC-200, the TC-350, and TC-600 models that use the same basic design. But and yeah, the belt looks original, but it's not. I don't know. It does not show up the belt counting. It's not bad for this one, but I think it needs to be. Yeah, the belt needs to be pretty much like that. Yeah, I'll have to do a bit of cleaning here to do. So once I have to do this, I'll stop this video right now. And yeah, it's got that little switch for this one. It looks a bit dried up, but it looks a little greasy. It looks pretty dirty at some point. It needs a lot of cleaning. So I gotta clean it, lubricate, and re-lubricate that, and let's see how this improves. And I just found out, I found this faceplate over there on the back. It was originally supposed to be on the back. I found it was in the inside of this unit. It says, this right there, it says 250A. And this is the Super Scope one, but there was another version of another variant of it has none with the Super Scope. That was also used for that. The one underneath, as I mentioned earlier, there was also another version of it has the DIN jack for playback, record playback, DIN jack, and the voltage switch on there. But this one does not have that. The Super Scope version doesn't have one. But this is a pretty good way to just clean. I'm gonna clean this thing, relubricate them, and see how this improves. So I'm gonna stop this video right there, and we'll do some cleaning. And I'll come right back. We'll see how this thing improves. And before we do, here's a thing. If this thing has a capstan sleeve in there, you have to do it has a removable sleeve like they do with the Akai's. When you remove it, this is the screw for the capstan sleeve. When you remove this thing from that, well, yeah, this is stuck in here. Let me get this thing going. So I put this thing back together. I just cleaned all the base in here. Looks like when I first got it was dirty, so I actually cleaned the entire thing. Hope this thing gets running perfectly. And yeah, it was a little bit of a dirty here, so I just cleaned it. I cleaned the faceplate, I cleaned everything up, and now it's ready to work. So I'll try this out. It plays perfectly, but of course you had to get the audio to get it working right. That's how you have to work on this unit, because this looks perfectly fine, but so I think it's perfectly working, but hopefully this is very, very nice. Where's the stereo thing? It's just had to adjust a little bit. It's a very nice unit. Yep, the light is still there, so it needs to replace that with LED. And these are the two that needs to be replaced with brand new LED light. Everything works perfectly, so I'm glad everything is working fine. First you gotta do is change the 3 3/4 inches per second. Yeah, it needs a little drop of oil in here in order to get this thing running. There's your 7.5 inches per second. And there's your 3 3/4 inches per second. There's your 7.5 inches per second. See that? Everything looks pretty nice. It's finally working. So I have this one. I have to see if I can come back and see if I can take an audio test to see if we can access. There's your rewind switch. Everything has been rewind. There you go. Let's see if I can turn it over and see what was underneath the inside of the unit. And here is the bottom of the unit. Here's the back of the unit. It's got the drive motor. Looks pretty freely. And it looks pretty cool. This thing has a drive mechanism in there. It's not the original one. And it's got the, what is this? It's got those little things like the BVR, BLVR, or something like this. It's just like the rectifier or something. And here's your main switch. It looks like it's a safety capacitor. It looks like 1 microfarad, 120 voltage or something, but it looks like it's a safety capacitor. And it has the one that is pretty much done with. Let me see. It has the original motor run cap, but looks to be really good condition, so it doesn't show any age. I hope if this thing fails one day, I will change that to a nice looking motor run capacitor to see if this thing should work, but it looks pretty nice. But what I'm going to be doing right now, and also it's got the board for the amp and some trimmers for, you can adjust it a little further like this. Yeah, if this is something you can adjust it for recording level or whatever it is, so you can do some recording or some volume adjustment, whatever you want it. So this is really good, and it's got all the stuff in here. It's got, the capacitor looks okay, but and this one looks really nice, but it's got the circuit board here, and for this channel, the right channel, whatever, and it has the nice looking capacitor right there to it, and then everything looks really nice. So yeah, it's got that 2 safety capacitors in here. That's which is right in here in place of this nice looking one, but I don't know how this aged well, so let's see if I can think about one day I might change that to a new capacitor. That will be a nice looking one, but hopefully that will be probably it for this one. So that's a nice looking safety capacitor. This one, it's let's see if I can think about replacing it with a motor run capacitor, and has the, yeah, I think that might be right, because yeah, it has the, it might be showing its age. I'm thinking about maybe I'm going to do is replace it. Well, that's enough of that. So what I'm going to do right now, since either I've decided whether I'm going to use it or I might be replace it with a nice looking same voltage as this one. It will run with, this is just a 1.5 microfarad, depending on which voltage that I'm going to replace with a new motor run capacitor. So let's find out and see what this is going on. Finally, I had two, yeah, this thing is too tight. I cannot unscrew this thing, so I actually put this in here, and yeah, this is where I'm going to do better than that. So I had to put Velcro in here to help prevent from snapping in. This is the motor run capacitor I installed. So it's, for now, it's probably, if it works perfectly, let's see, find out, see what happens. Once I turn this machine on, it'll have better improve. Let's see if this improves. Let's see if I can put it back together and see what they got. All right, let's see this improves. Yep, it's finally running perfectly with a new motor run cap. It's running at 3 3/4 inch, 7.5 inch per second. And at 3 3/4 inches per second. See, I'll have to, yeah, it's a bit of a noisy thing. All right, finally did it. Let's see if I can have to use some oil to re-lubricate this thing. So I'm just wanted to let you know all of that. First I gotta do is, and now let's see if this music improves. This is a recording test I made, and this name of the song that I'm listening to is, I'm playing this on this machine, is Cutie Mark Crusaders Go Crusading from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Well, what do you get? What do you like about? Well, what did you think about this? This is actually now running pretty well. Sound quality looks perfect. I actually adjusted the levels by using some trimmers to help adjust the meter with this like the VU meter. It needs to be has adjusted, and everything works perfectly. It records. It sounds great. But this next one we're gonna do is a recording test from one of the characters from My Little Pony. So I had to go back to this machine and see if I can find this again. Yeah, when playing a tape, it's pretty noisy when it's been playing on these two speeds, and you can tell. Look what they did. See what they did. Oh yes, it's when playing this tape, it looks. Look at this. The drive motor looks pretty cruddy, and yes, that causes this thing that's pretty noisy. So I'll have to sand it off a little bit. Oh, sorry, I was just telling so I can work with the dogs here. So, okay, enough said. I apologize. The thing right there, the little black thing right there, this is pretty much, that causes the thing to run pretty noisy. So what I'm going to be doing is maybe we'll have to sand it off, and maybe we'll have to see if it's playing well pretty quietly. See that? That looks pretty messy here, because this is the way they cause this thing to run and play back and running. It's very, very noisy. So I'm gonna do that, and I have to use this one to sand this off a little bit to make it much quieter. So let's see if this thing goes. So anyways, I've actually cleaned the thing for that motor thing, which is, yeah, it looks crappy, so I sanded off. So I had to relubricate these drive mechanisms, and everything seems to work perfectly. So now we did the music, let's do a recording test featuring the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Take it away.
Hello, every pony. This is Apple Bloom along with Sweetie and Scootaloo, and we are the Cutie Mark Crusaders. The music you just heard is the Cutie Mark Crusaders Go Crusading, and the recording was done on the Sony TC-250 reel-to-reel tape recorder. This machine was from around 1966, but it discontinued in the early 1970s. It's a basic unit, but it uses a single record and playback head. The Sony TC-350 had a freehead unit and a mode switch for tape and monitor switches and a headphone jack. The TC-250 doesn't have any features at all, and it's a bare bones deck. If you open the lid, it has two microphone jacks, the two knobs for the off and on record volume controls, and the record button, and the switch for play, pause, fast forward, and rewind. And it has the speeds instead of free. It has 3 3/4 inches per second and 7.5 inches per second. There's no 1 7/8 inches per second on there. Overall, it's a great unit to have. And now Sweetie will give you a recording test and the speed that is recording. Take it away, Sweetie. Testing 1 to 3. This is a recording test of the Sony TC-250, and I am recording at 7.5 inches per second, and the sound quality is excellent. And now Scootaloo can do a recording test at 3 3/4 inches per second. Take it away, Scootaloo. I am Scootaloo, and I am recording at 3 3/4 inches per second, and it sounds good than the other speed. And now, let's go back to Apple Bloom at 7.5 inches per second. By the way, I'm not a chicken. You know that, right, Scootaloo? Anyway, this tape recorder is AC Boss and AC Series. This is the end of the recording test, and now I have to go because we have some more adventures coming. We'll talk to you later.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Cutie Mark Crusaders. So there you have it. My Sony TC-250, my newest addition to the collection. I'm glad I finally enjoyed this one. I don't know what I'm going to do with the other two. Well, perhaps I have to put it somewhere in my brother's garage, so I will no longer using it. So this is much better than the other two reel-to-reel tape recorders that I had. But this is definitely better. than the others. So I hope you all enjoyed this amazing demonstration of this nice looking Sony TC-250A, or calling it TC-250A. And there you go. This is a nice looking deck. It's nice to work on this, but I hope you'll all enjoy this as well. And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment below and what do you think about this machine. So hope you'll all like, subscribe, and we'll catch you again in the next video. This is Chris, and I will see you later. And by the way, I forgot to show it to you before I leave. Looks like this Sony TC-250 was originally owned by, you guessed it, James A. Foreman. I don't know who James A. Foreman is. It looks like it was bought by it looks like it was owned by a previous owner. They actually had this tape. It looks like it was the last time he ever used this machine. So thankfully I got it. So thanks for clarifying.